Hey guys, Chris Scott here. In today's very short video, I'm going to cover 3 big mistakes that people often make when they try to quit drinking. And these are mistakes that I used to make all the time, and it took me dozens or maybe hundreds of attempts over the course of years to finally get it right and quit and stay quit. So, my hope is that by watching this video, you'll at least know what the pitfalls are if you're trying to quit drinking or if you have quit drinking, and perhaps you can relate if you've tried before and you fell into one of them, and this describes your issue. It might be your, what I like to call, missing link that you'll have to address if you want to get it right the next time around. So these are in no particular order, by the way. It depends who you are. It depends what your unique situation is, but they're so common that I think that they are pitfalls that everyone trying to quit drinking and stay off of alcohol need to be at least looking for and have in their mind. So the first one that I'll discuss is having zero social support when you quit drinking. Basically, trying to quit drinking in secret. I tried to do this many times and I always failed for obvious reasons. You have a social life, you have friends. Drinking is something that our culture is obsessed with. You can't just quit drinking and expect that you'll have no issue, going to social events or going out to a dinner or going to a party. And, it's not like you're going to be able to tell everyone that you're on antibiotics forever, and so I don't think it's necessary or even desirable to walk around telling people that you have a problem with alcohol or telling them your life story. That's not good. It's not productive. But you need to have, I would say, 1 or 2 confidants or close friends or family members who understand your situation. If they don't understand it now, make it your priority to get them on your team. And so I had some very, very good friends. I've been lucky to have friends who were like brothers to me before I quit drinking. And also, I have a very good relationship with my parents. And when I first told them that I had an issue and I was going to quit, when I finally did, they were shocked at first and disappointed and confused. And over time, it became something where they were really proud to watch my transformation. And to this day, we sit down and they're like, "Wow, I can't believe how far you've come." And it's like I have a different and better relationship with them than ever before. And the irony is that they never peer pressured me into drinking, but because drinking is so interwoven into our culture, like I would have dinner with my parents, and of course they were going to order a bottle of wine before I quit, and so, and why wouldn't I have some? So you have to have people on the same way. The people who are most important to you in your life should be on the same wavelength. I've had coaching clients who try to quit and try to keep it a secret from their spouse. That doesn't make any sense. Eventually, that gravitational pull is going to catch up. You're going to have a tough conversation at some point or another. So that's number one. Don't quit in secret. At the very least, start out with some type of support system. Some people utilize AA, some people utilize my course, but I think you need to go beyond that. You need to have at least 1 or 2 people in your close social orbit or family who understand what you're trying to do and who can support you and eventually feel privileged and feel gratitude that you let them in on it and that you wanted them on your team. So that's number one. Don't quit in secret. Number two is people try to quit drinking without any alternative to drinking. So what I mean by that is I used to make this mistake all the time, actually. I would try to quit drinking a glass of scotch right after I got back from work, and instead I would just have a glass of water. So I'd be watching the same stupid TV that I didn't really enjoy in the first place, that I had the illusion of enjoying thanks to the scotch, and I would just try to do the same thing with water. And of course, it wasn't as much fun. And after 5 or 6 days of doing that, I would say, well, life isn't worth living without scotch. I need scotch to be entertained. And that's stupid because I was doing something boring anyway. It was alcohol giving me the illusion that it wasn't boring. The solution is not to keep doing boring things and drink water instead. The solution is to stop doing boring things and find out more exciting things to do. So now I have like 100 things in a list that I actually started making after I quit drinking of things I can do that don't involve alcohol. And now alcohol is a moot substance for me. I don't even have any inclination to touch alcohol. But I have all sorts of things. I mean, if I don't feel like working out, I'll go to the gym just to go in the steam room. I'll call a buddy beforehand, and we'll go out and maybe try a new restaurant. And if we don't feel like doing that, then maybe I will go for a run outside. Maybe I'll go for a walk. I've found that most of the things that I do that are alternatives to drinking tend to involve other people, which is interesting to me because I've always been an introvert. I've never been the type of person to willingly surround myself with tons and tons of people. Maybe that's just me, but I do find that I take a lot more pleasure in like one-on-one relationships ever since I quit. And so for some people, maybe they're more extroverted than I am, but I found that alcohol does confine you to solitude, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. And so starting to make other people a part of your routine and to do more interesting things than sit on your couch and, think sad thoughts or watch soap operas or watch the news. It's really important to do things that are, if not productive, then just interesting, and change up your routine. When I got back from detox, the first thing I did was change all of the furniture arrangements in my room. So I put my couch in the other wall, I turned my bed around, I brought the TV to the other side. I wrote in my journal at the time that I wasn't going to watch TV, and I haven't watched a lot of TV since then. Because TV was always something I did while drinking. It's like drinking made TV palatable for me. And so I changed all this stuff. I threw out some furniture that reminded me of drinking. And, so I kind of had a fresh start. And then after that, my routines, it felt like I was, doing something new for myself every day rather than slipping into the old patterns and habits that, were very self-destructive. Now, the third big mistake that people make is that they don't do anything to restore their biochemistry. So if you've watched my other videos, you're probably tired of hearing me say this, and I apologize, but repetition can be good. If you're not taking some supplements and if you're not changing your diet after you quit drinking, then you're missing out on feeling good, which is really kind of silly. Because people drink to feel good. They slide back into drinking to feel good, and they don't realize until they use intelligent experimentation with supplements that they could be feeling pretty good all along. And eventually that pretty good, or that feeling of just being stable, which is a relief if you have any sort of alcohol withdrawal symptoms, getting to the point where you feel stable is awesome. And eventually you get to the point where you feel more than stable. You feel, good. Maybe you feel good enough without alcohol that you're kind of giddy at a social event. Or, maybe you feel like, you're really excited and you have a few days in which you don't miss alcohol at all and you don't have any thoughts about alcohol. It gets better and better and better as time goes on. So, 3 months from now, if you've just quit drinking, if you're using supplements, you're going to feel exponentially better than you would if you weren't, and over time, you're going to make cumulative gains in your sense of well-being, which corresponds directly to your physical health. So when you're using supplements such as vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, you're providing the precursors to neurotransmitters and hormones that your body needs to feel balanced and to feel good. And there are all sorts of calming herbs. CBD is a recent favorite of mine. I have a video on that as well. There are things like passion flower and lemon balm, amino acids like L-theanine that you can use to feel calm and help you through mild to moderate alcohol withdrawal. So I would say supporting your biochemistry is super important. Things like sleep and exercise are also part of supporting your biochemistry. But I can't tell you how many people I've talked to who have simply made all three of these mistakes at once. They quit drinking in secret, and they don't come up with anything to replace the activities they did while they were drinking. And they don't do anything to support their physical restoration after quitting drinking or during quitting drinking. Some of these people, it's like I feel terrible for them because the information is really not out there. I'm kind of a lone voice in the wilderness here. But luckily I think that this is becoming part of the broader cultural zeitgeist in a sense. People are increasingly aware that nutrition matters, that it's more than a matter of just having a so-called balanced diet, whatever that means. It's more than the food pyramid, and that vitamins don't give everyone yellow pea. They do for some people, but not for people who have been ruining their systems with alcohol for a long time. So, as I said, I wanted to keep it short. If you notice me talking quickly, it's because I wanted to see if it was possible for me to do a video in under 10 minutes. It is 9 minutes and 40 seconds at this point. So, at any rate, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Stay tuned for more. And thanks for watching.